I understand. One time my sister said I was a beast.
I am a beast. It was very literal for me.
Welcome back to Under the Mountain podcast. My name's Lauren.
And I'm Frank.
And today we are going to be discussing Chapter 19 of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas.
Wow. Lauren, I just love watching you paint and create art.
I'm taking this very seriously right now. Actually, could you look away?
Why? I want to see what you make.
I need to make a creation and I can't have anybody see it. Let's give you some paint, Samar.
I see. Okay. I'll gaze in the other direction.
Actually, I hate you. You were forcing me to paint just to make me not like my family anymore.
I think you're right. I think that is what I was doing.
Well, welcome back. Welcome to Chapter 19. For those of you who can't see me, I am artist Feyre.
Artiste.
I love painting. I love art. I'm in my artist era. You've never seen anybody art the way I'm arting today.
She's using colors people couldn't dream of.
Our other podcast, identical getup. Every piece
It was me last time. It's her this time. This whole costume
It's kind of odd that there was an occasion where identical getups were needed.
To be fair, in the last book there was an artist, and this is just
she too is an artist.
Wow, I was gonna say she's not like a professional art. Nobody hired her. You know, we all have to start somewhere.
You do. I mean, you do, right?
Does it feel empowering? You feel like wacky mode. Like as soon as I put that beret on, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be silly.
Yeah,
I feel like you've been a little silly.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's the mustache. So, how did we feel about Chapter 19?
There were ups and downs.
I think overall it was fun.
We're over a 5. Like, I'm having a good time.
Oh, out of 10.
Out of 10. Yeah.
Not out of 5.
No, never. I expect never that, but we'll see.
It could happen.
You think we're getting a 5 out of 5 chapter? Maybe for this book.
Maybe.
One has to be perfect for this book, right?
Actually, my 5 out of 5 chapter for Terry was this chapter where we had this costume.
That's true.
And, like, I think, did that deserve a 5 out of 5? I think maybe.
For that book, yeah, it did. And for this book, I don't know if we're there yet, but I had a good time.
No, it was fun. Yeah, but there's one part that I think is maybe my least favorite writing in this entire book so far.
I'm excited.
In this part, so that's not great.
No.
But other than that, like just as far as like what is occurring, I think it was entertaining to read.
Sure. The pitter-patter of Feyre's heart be good. She's good at making her warm up and have these sexual feelings with these big Fey men, which is probably why we were all initially here. Some of the best writing that we've seen so far is their like little budding romance.
It's like, I don't know, I agree, micro, like the micro moments are done really well.
She excels at that in comparison to herself so far. I have nothing else to compare it to. But this is the first really like bits of romance we're getting, and they're good. Yeah.
I guess, like, I felt like a little bit in this chapter, I was like, are we kind of, like, skimming over? Like, I felt like this whole chapter 19 was just like, don't worry, they're feeling romantic, and, like, we're not actually in it with them a lot of the time. It was just sort of like...
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, kind of and I was like, maybe romance books do that a lot, and I'm never really, like, analyzing it to know.
I don't read enough to know.
Maybe I want to be with them a little more.
Sure.
For these moments, instead of just being like, and we took walks, and I loved talking to him. I'm like, well, I want to see the walk.
I want to hear the talk.
What are you guys talking about? You know,
what the fuck you talking about?
Little bits of it, but I feel like we're relying a lot on, like, sentences that are telling you this happened, and I liked it, and I'm like, Show me that. Sorry. That's my one gripe.
That's fair.
Maybe it would be boring. Like, I don't actually know. Maybe if
shouldn't be.
I know.
It shouldn't be boring.
Like the point. Okay, so we left off. Feyre and Tamlin and Lucien had their picnic.
They did.
Feyre and Tamlin went swimming.
In starlight.
Yeah. Yep. And other things we added into that pool there. And I don't know. I feel like it was okay.
It was fine.
Like, I accept that they're closer now after that. But, that wasn't my favorite.
It's fair.
It wasn't my favorite. So we'll pick up here, right? And it's, I guess, the next day, and Feyre's painting supplies have arrived. She's been dying for this to get here.
Alexa, your order has arrived.
Yeah. And it sounds like, though, I was under the impression he was, like, getting them shipped in, but this kind of made it sound like they had just found it in the house somewhere.
They scrounged it up from somewhere.
So anyway, she knows that they're here, but Tamlin's like, you can't see them yet. We have to go to the gallery first. Uh-huh. And they're walking to the gallery, and she's like, wow, I've never been in this part of the manor. This hallway smells clean. It's like freshly mopped. It smells like roses. That's nice. It made me, because it's like winter right now, it made me feel like I really wish it was spring.
Okay.
So this is her Beauty and the Beast moment.
Sure.
It's her Bell Library
Yes,
moment.
it is. Yep.
We did fake out, ooh, she got brought to the library. She hated it. So then we're doing, this is her library. I don't think this scene's very good.
This scene sucks.
Okay, I don't think it's that good. I hate that I'm waiting for it on some level, because you're telling me it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Yep.
You're setting it up a lot. And then we get to it. It's the most forgettable. Because we read the chapter twice. I read it once for fun, just like my initial impression, reading it normal. Then I go back to it, and I sit and I write my notes. I read it. A couple of days passed, and I said to Frank, did she go to the gallery? Because I don't remember it.
Well, that has to do with bad descriptions and just generalities.
This is the part that I think was written. For me, I thought it was written awful.
It was written crazy.
Okay.
It was written nuts. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel a thing.
Because there's nothing to feel about here.
I don't know. I just was like, okay, cool. It felt like ticking off a box to me. It felt like Sarah barely wanted to write this.
I don't think she did. I don't know why you would make your main character an artist, a painter, or whatever. If, like, you just hate talking about the stuff.
Well, maybe she doesn't. Maybe this is something, she wrote it, she liked it.
This is just listing things.
Yeah.
There was no emotionality to any of this.
There was like a little attempt somewhere in there. There was one thing that I wrote down that I thought, okay, I see something. I didn't feel it.
It needed an inversion. Everything needed to be that with a little bit of listing. Like, it was just being like, and there were paintings, such big paintings that were big and small, some of the ocean and the trees.
I mean, I wrote it down.
Me too.
Because
I
was not a fan. And, okay, so she's going down this clean hallway. Oh, God. I see. All right. I don't know why I'm saying I like this chapter. I'm angry already.
Well,
I think I like
because it goes up. It goes up
later.
It starts you off low.
I don't like the beginning of it. So, as they're going to the gallery, she says, why do anything this kind? Okay, first of all, we just had that exact conversation in chapter 17. Granted, yeah, it was Tamlin saying it to her. And so now we're, I guess if you want to be really generous and kind about this, you'd be like, it's a parallel. I think it's terrible. Stop having this conversation. I don't want to hear it. Zip, zilch, nada. Stop asking each other, why would you do that? Why would you do this?
I
hate it.
You can't take something like within like, and this is not a hard rule, but if it happened like 5 pages ago, you shouldn't be like, I'm going to do a parallel. Like, as an author, like, what are you doing?
And the parallel can't just be, I'm asking the identical question.
But from the other way.
I think it's, oh my God, I'm sorry. I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this. And I think, if I'm not wrong, do they do it again? I feel like it happens again in this chapter.
It might, yeah.
These conversations are, to me, the epitome of like the thing we just should be able to be shown and figure out on our own. I hate that they just keep being like, explain to me your emotions right now and tell me how we're feeling about each other. Could you do that? Oh, hey, it's a new scene. Hey, now how are you feeling about me? Could you tell me about that? Okay, so Tamlin says, it's been a long time since there was anyone who appreciated these things. I like seeing them used again. They keep being nice in ways that seem like very reasonable.
Yeah.
And then they keep going like, I'm so shocked you're being nice. I'm so shocked you're being nice. And it's like, how many times can we do that before we're like, why are you shocked?
How big is this book?
In her head, she's like, that makes sense because there's so much blood and death in every other part of his life. It's just like an interesting, like, Feyre loves adding on, like, and I know this and this.
I know.
You're like, maybe.
He's such a blood-soaked killer all the time.
Okay, so this is, I hate this paragraph. This is how she feels walking into the gallery. I can't even believe the first words are so many, so different. Okay. Do I need the...
Yes, you do.
So many, so different, yet all arranged to flow together seamlessly. Such different views and snippets and angles of the world. Pastorals, portraits, still lifes, each a story and an experience. Each a voice shouting or whispering or singing about what that moment, that feeling had been like. Each a cry into the void of time that they had been here, had existed. Some had been painted through eyes like mine. Artists who saw in shapes and colors I understood. Some showcase colors I had not considered. These had a bend to the world that told me a different set of eyes had painted them. A portal into the mind of a creature so unlike me, and yet I looked at its work and understood and felt and cared.
Wow. I guess just end the book there, right? Like,
what the fuck was that? I don't know. Okay, first,
it's I'm 14 and this is deep.
A big time, and like, I guess it's hard because you're like, I know a lot of people's reasoning is going to be like, yeah, it's not supposed to be good.
Yeah.
This is just where she's at mentally, and it's like, yeah, except
no.
We're kind of, first of all, I think a lot of people probably do think it's deep, and I'm sorry if I'm making fun of it and you liked it.
Nah, slam dunk. Get the fucking
I don't
alley-oop and
feel
crunch
anything about that. We, like you said, we were just listing things. We're just pastorals, portraits, still lifes, an experience, a voice, singing, shouting,
such
feeling,
different
moment.
views and snippets is crazy. And angles of the world.
You somehow didn't say anything.
No.
You said nothing. This is word salad to me. Would it kill us to have picked a painting, one or two paintings, one painting that really struck Feyre and actually like tried to describe what it was and how it related to the This is like such, fuck the mural. Why couldn't I learn some history through what she's seeing in this gallery right now?
Talk about the themes.
What?
I know.
You said there's a gallery showcasing the artistic ethos of Faye, and you were like, I'm not gonna tell you a single thing about these paintings.
The most striking one was a portrait 12, maybe 15 feet, at least 3 times my height and size, all black pitch with a pale figure that stood. You could do so many things.
And then I guess we're gonna be like, yeah, Feyre is like not.
But they'll be like, well, in Beauty and the Beast, we don't like read all the books.
Yeah, but
they're different
first
mediums.
Of all, different mediums. And Beauty and the Beast, to me, gets across a lot of emotion.
Correct.
And honestly, we don't spend a lot of time pontificating on authors or something. Like, Belle's not being like...
No, but that's also an important distinction. Belle's not trying to be an author. Belle is a reader.
That's true.
Belle is trying to
and that's why Feyre is way
art.
Cooler.
Well, that's, I think, partially what they believe. She's trying to pen her own story via art. So that makes her a more active heroine than Belle, who is a more passive heroine, more feminine heroine. But this artist can't art right now because she can't even like look at paintings and talk about them in her own brain.
And I get it.
Other than colors.
I get it. She doesn't know. I guess it would be... I don't know. Some part of me is like, it would be weird, I guess, if she was really well-spoken. But I think... There's like well-spoken, like, oh, whoa, you seem really educated. And then there's like well-spoken where it's like you're not educated, but your feeling...
Big feelings. Yeah.
...is coming across to me. And even though they're like uneducated feelings where you don't have like great language for like the technical things, you are able to describe... But Feyre sucks at feelings. But then it leaves me with, so who cares? So who really cares? What? So I just had to read this girl be bad at feeling an emotion and not know anything technically about it and care? What do I care? What am I caring about?
There's nothing there.
We could look at it like, again, SJM was like, she wouldn't really know much about it and she's bad at her feelings, so this is all she can get out. The next question is like, is that interesting? I don't know. But then you could look at it and be like, maybe SJM was like, damn, that's deep. That is also possible. And I would say, for me, you failed.
And all of it being shoehorned into what will later be a clumsy plot point / metaphor of how much she misses her family and how her flowers are fading back home. But that's all she's taking out of. Like, that's the tail end of the quote. They're all screaming into the void, just trying to be seen and heard and remember. I was here. That's what all artists do, and that's what I was trying to do back home. That's not what all artists do.
She's doing it very literally. Like, that's more like artists are doing that on this grand philosophical...
Yeah, no, she's literally just doing it.
She's being like, I quite literally drew something in my home for my parent to remember me when they look at it, which is not the same as being like, I made art for any other human to engage with. I don't know. I just think they're not the same thing.
No.
I do think this is, like, I hated this paragraph a lot. I came to it and was like, this sucks. I think there were a lot of things we could have done. We could have made it good. We could have, if we didn't make it good, because we were like, Feyre wouldn't have been good at this. There were just much more interesting ways to make her bad at it. And there were also just more interesting ways that if she's just going to suck at it, fine. But, like, you should have told me more about the world, the stories, what Tamlin picked, all of, like, there was so much information you could have offered me really subtly in this scene, and you gave me nothing. I've got no clue what was in this gallery. I've got no clue what it means to her, to Tamlin, to the Fey world. I've got no idea.
Give me shit. You have Fey goddesses, and we haven't mentioned one yet? We're 150 pages in. I want to know about these things.
You know about the cauldron.
The cauldron. The cauldron.
Yeah, are there cauldrons in this art? Are there?
There should be a billion
There
of
should
them.
be, like, cauldron motifs throughout.
All over the
Feyre
place.
should be, like, this, and again, it's like, she's not educated. It doesn't matter. Like, again, I have more faith in people who are, like, not book read, etc., than you guys do. I think that you could figure out, oh, yes, they seem to worship this cauldron figure. I saw it on the mural. They've spoken about it multiple times. When I look at the art, I'm seeing
the motif
of the cauldron. You can think of things like that.
The cauldron, the pouring starlight, crocuses coming up out of the, representations of spring, laurels. Oh, there's a winter figure over there. What is that about? Interesting. Maybe we don't see it too much. Oh, is there a night court sort of, like, representation? Interesting.
I would have cut the fucking mural and done this first, and we could have done so many interesting things through the art.
And there's no multimedia either. It's only paintings and portraits. You tell me the Fae wouldn't have sculptures and shit in this bitch? Come on, we don't have statues.
Feyre only likes painting.
Well, that's why it's stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Because this isn't for Feyre.
No shit.
This was here a million years before her dad was even fucking blown on his knee. It was been here.
You're right. Okay, then Tamlin's watching her look at the paintings, and he said, I never knew that humans were capable of. And he just trails off. It's weird, though, because we also just got off the heels of learning that the fairies and the humans were fighting side by side and seemed to have relationships, connections, all of these things. And Tamlin seemed really pro this idea. He was like, I would have done it. I'm all about it. The fairies and the humans were close. So then it's like, you've been living your life, like, really attached to this idea, right? That this happened. Yeah. And you didn't think humans could simply like art. Also, just by virtue of how much time, the way Feyre's been, and you spending time with her, I don't know, on both sides, they keep acting like, surely you're still an alien, and it's like, you guys have been exactly the same. Like, your conversations, there's no weirdness. There's no miscommunication. There's nothing different about the way you guys look or communicate. Correct. So why, after weeks of being together, are you not like, I get it, we're like exactly the same pretty much, except for strength and powers.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You thought the humans and the Fae went to war on their behalf because they were so similar that they had emotional connections with one another. You met one, she's been living with you, and she acts like totally like normal in terms of how you guys act, and you're still being like, they like art? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
You like food? Yeah, you haven't
I'm surprised
figured-
you eat. I'm surprised you don't just shit out of your fingers and what's going on?
But like, she acts the same way with them. Like,
yeah.
You guys love your mom. Like, it's like, yes, when are we... I think I could have one dinner with Tamlin and go like, oh, okay, he's just a really strong guy.
I'd
That's
have one
it.
dinner with Lucian, and then we'd have sex, and I'd understand everything about him. Because, you know, like... That's just how we are.
You'd be like, they have prostates too. That's it. It's...
Probably find that one pretty quick, you know? Whoa, they blow heavy loads too.
just like us.
Just like us.
I don't get this. Like, what do you mean, Tamlin?
Our cum ropes are the same.
That's how you learn.
That's how
you learn about each other. I hate the book just keeps insisting. It keeps being like, they're more different than you could believe. The miles between the humans and the Fae, it's unlike anything you've ever seen. And I'm just like, nothing is weird about these people. They just keep being totally normal and they get married, they have rings, they eat exactly the same food as us.
Yep.
They have the same emotional capacity. They have prayers over death. They bury their dead. They feel exactly the same on both sides. Like, the things they're saying would make sense in a completely different story.
Of course.
Where
Yeah.
they're truly alien.
Yeah, she's like insisting that that's true,
It's not.
never showing
I've
it
never
to
seen
us.
it.
And then that's that. Yeah. The weirdest thing so far that I've seen out of them is Lucian's eye. And that is just mechanical, so I don't know.
Lucian's eye and the fact that they got a fucking star pool. And
there's weird things about, but these
Not
are not
them.
these are not weird people.
These
They're
are-
normal
these
people.
are not, you're not living with the Suriel, and that wasn't even that weird. Okay.
No, Feyre, do you like Taco Bell? Like, that's how I feel like it goes. It's just like, oh shit, here's a magma monster, and it's like, Feyre, I love chimichangas. You too? I had no idea. Like, you know what I mean?
Every single Fae, including the Naga, speaks the same language as you.
It's all English or whatever. But yeah,
Feyre's she's crying, looking at the paintings. I don't hate that she's crying at the art. Would definitely feel like more of a thing if I understood what the fuck she was looking at.
it's perfect, wonderful, beyond my wildest imaginings.
She doesn't even say all those things. She
No, those are in her head.
thinks it.
It's, and that's all she says.
She just says, it's.
Thank you.
And then she says, thank you. He's like, you can come wherever you want, whenever you want.
Yeah.
This was the only thing when I said that, like, she tried to put some emotion. The only thing, and I didn't hate it, is that, like, when she first walks in, she puts her hand over her throat, which is a very interesting, which I think was her, like, trying to not cry or feel her
Probably,
emotions.
yeah.
And then when she starts crying, she says, thank you. She puts her hand over her heart. So I think it's like she's having some little chakra
Ice
transition.
release. Yeah,
I didn't hate that.
No, I don't hate that.
That's okay.
I took it as she was getting gagged by Art Daddy.
With her own hand? What do you mean?
Yeah. It's like the force of Tamlin's gift is literally choking her.
She was like, I'll do it myself.
Literally,
Like,
yeah.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
like, holy shit.
Okay.
Fuck.
Well, that's an interesting interpretation.
That's what I got.
Sure.
My favorite little bit before the end. I don't know if you have anything else on this section, but
Not like, I mean, she's gonna leave, but she got dizzy because she was in there for too long.
so this is my favorite part. I stayed for hours. She shows up around mid-morning,
Yeah,
right?
I guess, like 10.
Until I was drunk on the art. Until I was dizzy with hunger.
Uh-huh.
And then the next line is after lunch. So, like, you were there for like 3
No,
hours?
I thought this. The way it was being described, I was like, "Oh, she stayed there all day and forgot to eat."
If she skipped lunch and
Yeah.
went to
Oh,
dinner
no,
late,
it's 6
I'd be like,
o'clock.
oh, and that would have been cool. Instead, it's like, I don't know, you stayed there for like 2.5 hours, and you're like, oh my blood sugar, oh, Alice, bring me pumpkin juice, Alice. I stared at the art too much. I perceived too much. Oh. I'm having palpitations, Alice.
For her, it's a new experience. We've been to museums before. She has not.
Shit.
She's like probably never seen art at all.
Except when she was 11, when she
When
lived
she
in a
was lived in
manor.
her manor. You're
Yeah,
right, she
yeah.
did.
They had some art, I assume.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so yeah, then she goes to lunch, and then right after lunch, Alice brings her to a room where all of her art supplies are.
Oh my god.
Canvases, brushes, paints.
Hell yeah.
And then she waits for Alice to leave, and she,
of course.
and she begins to paint. I mean, she couldn't even look at art in front of people.
No.
So, okay, so here's where, like, I feel like we do a big time skip, and we're doing a lot of, like, trust me, they like each other.
Yeah.
It says weeks pass with Feyre just painting and painting, and she does say, like, I'm not good at it, but, you know, I'm doing it anyway. That's great. We love that. She won't show anybody her art because it doesn't match what's in her head. They say she keeps going on trips with Tamlin into the Springlands. This I liked. And she wakes up excited every morning to paint what she saw on her trip with him. I was like, that's very cute. And then sometimes Tamlin is called away to go deal with border disputes, and he keeps returning once again covered in blood.
Not his own.
And she's very upset when he's gone. She can't, even the painting doesn't make her feel better. So, okay, I just feel like we did do, like, because the swim had quite a bit of tension, right? Like, yes, they did eventually connect, but, like, I don't know. I feel like we're doing this big hop here where we're like, they're spending time together, they love each other, but I'm not love, but, like, they really like each other. It's
building up, yeah.
I'm just like, well, I saw none. I didn't even get to see any of it.
And I love how in a book like this, you could be like, yeah, they started their relationship. Oh, did they go on a nice little date? Well, I mean, he just took her to a pool of starlight. And it's just
all the boring ones we don't have to do.
No, they don't go for ice cream. They literally, like, slurp on a nebula, you know? A book like this has, like, a funny leg up in that regard.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you want to go on some sick dates, we got you.
I think they could be more sick, but we're
don't get me started.
Intentionally doing this, like, limited
thing
now.
Yeah. The world's got to open up, you know? We got to go to Starbucks. Or whatever. That's
exactly the type of opening up I was fucking wishing for, right?
Yep. Leggings and Starbucks.
I said, why don't we just go to a city? Like a normal city and wear leggings. Why don't we?
Is that the Hewn city? Oh.
But, like, related.
I just saw that recently. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
A neighbor, if you will.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so she's, like, hanging out. She's being a good girl right now, right?
Yes,
wouldn't we say, good girl, Feyre. She is hanging out around the manor. And she hasn't seen any scary fae because she isn't really going into the woods anymore.
Crazy.
And that seems, and I love that, like, later we're going to be like, wait a minute.
I should have been.
It's like, no, I think this makes sense. She's still having bad dreams about the Naga and everything, and the Pale Woman, and a shadow that is always lurking and watching over everything. So, there's a lot of discourse about the shadow.
This is the shadow the Serial mentioned, theoretically, right? The shadow hanging over Prythian.
The Serial mentioned a shadow. Now we are getting this shadow. I believe there is a shadow. The first dream she has about Andros.
Oh. There's a shadow in the background.
I think there's a shadow in that as well.
Interesting.
So anyway, the theories go, I feel like there's three things we could think. You can think it is Rhysand, and you could say, and that's bad, right?
Okay,
That's a bad thing. You could say it's Rhysand, and that's a good thing.
Because he's watching,
like, protecting and watching. Or you could just think it's a third thing that is not Rhysand.
Okay.
Those are our options. I'm just putting it out there. As it comes up, we can, like, see if we
what
get
if
any
it's
clues.
Actually Tamlin? He's the shadow somehow.
We describe beautiful nature scenes she's seen in the spring court, and she says she's not able to capture it. I almost broke this paintbrush. I need it to stop.
She can't capture shit. Like, just let it be. You don't need to always be able to do things.
Well, first of all, from a character point of view, 100% that, but mostly from a writing standpoint, I'm just like, I understand you think we're doing something. Oh, wow, this means something about Feyre's character. Again, it's the repetitiveness for me. It's the, why are you being so nice to me? This thing was so beautiful. I could never paint it. You can't, I mean, at this point, this has to be the 8th time we've done it. At least. I know we're going to keep doing it.
I know.
And it's just like, how is that impactful at a point?
It doesn't feel like it is to me. I'm like,
all my brain does is go, oh, again.
Okay, skip that. Yeah.
Okay, again. Yeah. Yeah. I don't find it good writing to just be like, I thought of a little thing that is okay, fine, a little clever. That's Feyre's little way of viewing the world, and then being like what is it good writing? Just be like, so I'll just keep saying it over and over, not changing anything about it, adding absolutely no newness, no nuance, no changes, just repeating the same thing. So she also says that she's been painting Tamlin.
Mm-hmm.
And she says how she loves talking to him, and they sit in comfortable silence together. Once again, I believe it. I do.
Yeah.
But I am like, can I see it? She keeps referring to him, though, as... She does not call him Tamlin in this chapter, I think, almost at all. She calls him the High Lord through all of it. I think an interesting element to Feyre... we keep making jokes about it that we're like, I think she's just doing this because it turns her on. She's horny about it. And as I always say, fair, valid.
Valid. Yeah.
I also think it's interesting because some part of me has to wonder how much of like little pieces like that are, I don't know, bundled into Feyre are also for you, the reader, to sexual... Like, it's like, you probably like the idea of that him. He's the High Lord.
He's so powerful.
So
he's
now
so rich.
Feyre
he's
keeps
so cool.
saying it, which gets you to keep saying it and going like, oh yeah, the High Lord, the High Lord. It's kind of exciting for you.
Yeah, okay.
As the
audience.
The meta-sexualizer in the scenario, you know?
Meta-sexualizer. Yeah, you're right. I buy that.
Yeah, but then I appreciate, though, that I think although, right, so then you're like, okay, especially early on in a book series like this, I think that's probably your goal. So now it kind of becomes something that's in Feyre, and we kind of start questioning like, oh, is that unintentional choice to show she is attached to power and she is, but then you're kind of like, or is it just something that she's kind of like forced to give her as a quality for the reader audience to get their thing?
Interesting, but I mean, judging by some of the things she said and some of the ways she's treated the servants and some of the ways she's acted even outside of this, I think it's a kink. I think it's an inbred kink, like a real one for the character.
Right, which is
she's attracted to power.
Good, because like a lot of the readers are going to share that sentiment.
Well, it's interesting, and I'm looking to see how it evolves because I don't have this future context, but I know some things, and I'm like, so Feyre is the type of character that is getting turned on by these powerful men, but also consistently harping on the fact that there are powerful ladies. Lordesses, and like she wants some degree of this power for herself. Does she wants to fuck and be held by and rule next to a powerful man while also being a powerful woman. She doesn't want to be some trophy wife. She wants her own power, but she also gets really turned on by a powerful guy.
But this is the interesting psychological thing. Is like, yes, and you're like, that makes sense. Then when you actually like get to the part where we're saying like, and she got her wish, you're like, didn't she? You know what I mean? It doesn't really feel like that in the end.
I don't know.
But I also think that could be... We always have to keep the reader fantasy in mind.
Okay.
And I do think there is something about that fantasy of the, like, dominant, powerful guy. Yeah. And while you are like, yeah, she too wants to be powerful. So, like, girl boss, this isn't your typical romance heroine. Yeah. But then you can't go too far where you lose it, right? If you lose the dynamic... where he seems a little cooler, more competent. Also, it doesn't really make sense from a story standpoint, let's be real, given the Fae and the powers and everything.
Unless
and
secret
age.
Fae and blah, blah, blah.
But, I don't know, I do think that there's this, like, attempt to do both. You're like, I can say, yeah, look how cool. She does want to be powerful with them. They do want to be equals. Like, we love that idea. But then you also have this self-awareness of like, but the girlies kind of want the fantasy of him being
so much more powerful, so much more.
He's up here. Wow. And there's nothing crazy about that. By the way, it's normal to want to sexualize
a powerful guy,
a powerful figure,
or
anybody, right? It's normal in a fantasy to be like, the person I'm sexualizing, I want them to be this big thing. I think there's also then this attempt to be like, yep, she's that, and also, but not too much. I appreciate a story that either like is like, I really meant that equality thing, and I'm doing it at the expense of, unfortunately, we're losing that little exciting dominant love interest dynamic. Or I'm like, if you want us to get that out of it, if that was the purpose of this story, just let it be.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. Well, I think there is that like romantic idea of like the power couple, right? That you're like, we both
are so potent and so
Which,
powerful.
like, also, that's fucking cool. Judging from what I've read, it does not seem like we hit that point where we're like, whoa, eating.
No.
But also,
I don't know.
It would feel absurd, though, at the same time, though. How could you? She's in her 20s and he's 500. How could that happen?
I don't know. It would require some plot contrivance, which could happen.
Yeah, but that's still just power.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Yeah. No,
like,
you're right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Just like intellect. Yeah.
Yeah,
she had to
exactly.
become more than what she is, fused with some sort of being, or like...
That's what you
and
like,
then,
I don't
and
know.
then who's Feyre at this point?
I'm just saying, yeah, sure. You could even make her more powerful than all of them. But at the end of the day, you're still like... It's not quite... You're not just here for power on this literal level. You're here for like intelligence power and knowing things and competency. And
being able to move the chess pieces.
Yes, and she can't hit that at 22 compared to these 500-year-olds.
If she does, it's either a dumb book
It's the
or some sort of
goofiest
like
shit
allegory, like nonsense that means something else. You know,
Correct. I obviously understand she can literally become more powerful than them because all you have to do is write on the page and she was more powerful, and that is true. But like the feeling of like you're running shit, it's not reasonable to get me to buy
mafia boss wife status. You're running shit.
She can't.
No.
I don't. It's like such a. You need a totally different book. Then I need to see like.
Feyre can't even run Alice at this point.
I need like an Amarantha like style lady in the mix.
Do we get a lot of girl Fae?
No. But I didn't get to the Valkyrie and all that.
What now?
So maybe I'll like them. But judging by the ones that we meet in book 2, they do nothing for me. So we have this tone shift, right?
Yeah,
Big
really
time
bad.
now.
Yep.
We were enjoying life. We were staying safe in the manor.
We were enjoying color.
We were looking at art. We were painting art. Tamlin was being fun with us. She's like walking outside and it's like she like smells spring, but like not the spring of the spring court, but like
other
new
spring. You know, new spring.
Outside,
like a
flowing in.
A springle sprangle coming in from the south. You know?
Yeah, she's like, oh, in the outside world, it's becoming spring. Could she know this? I don't know. But she does.
I'm going to say no fucking way. But anyway,
she said,
I don't know.
The smell of new spring, I could tell it was different than the other spring. And
this girl can smell magic, so maybe.
Yeah, so she thinks, it was probably the lulling of magic that had clouded my thoughts. And I didn't think of my family until I passed the outer hedge wall one morning, scouting for a new spot to paint. And she's like depressed. She's like, I'm not riding with Tamlin today. I just thought about my family, and I'm realizing that it was magic that made me not think about them.
This has to be intentional, right? Like,
yes,
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's gotta be. It's gotta be. This is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you're like, we've been saying, before we even got to this, right? We were like, she says she cares about her family, and she's obsessively
talking about
it. But I don't actually feel like she really does care that much. Like you said, she went to the Surreal. She didn't bother asking about these people.
Nope.
She didn't want to confirm that Tamlin actually took care of them. She cares like in a ruminating, obsessive way.
Correct.
I don't feel like she cares. And whether or not she should, I don't know. Because, it's up in the air now and maybe forever in terms of whether they actually were shitty to her or not.
Great.
Depends who you ask. No one would remember me back home. I was as good as dead to them, and Tamlin had let me forget them. Maybe the paints had even been a distraction. A way to get me to stop complaining, to stop being a pain in his ass about wanting to see my family. Did she?
She has never once.
I don't know.
She has never once asked to see them.
She's never asked.
Never one time. And
she did say, of course, she wants to leave, but she never asked to see her family. No. He says, I'm taking care of them. They're in this place. She never said, okay, fine, I can't leave, but can I visit them? That word has never left her mouth.
No. It hasn't even come into her brain before now. Because we're in her brain. She doesn't think it.
The pains, maybe they were a distraction from whatever was happening with the Blight and Prithian. I'd stopped asking, just as the Surreal had ordered, like a stupid, useless, obedient human.
You asked for the paint. First off.
She really,
you requested the art supplies. You took it out of your own brain and said, I would like this. And then he said, okay. And now you're blaming him for letting you forget your family and distracting you with art supplies that you asked for?
Well, so this is... I will mention it.
Yeah.
To see if we can maybe be fairer. Maybe. Like, there's an absurdity to it, right? Well, we were watching Pluribus last night, which is a really good show.
Very good show. Apple Plus.
I recommend it.
Apple Plus.
Apple Plus.
Apple Plus.
There's a weirdly similar plot point going on the show. I don't want to give anything away. But sort of a similar-ish situation of, like, I shouldn't be asking questions. I shouldn't be looking into something. Mm-hmm. And her captors, or however you want to characterize them, are encouraging her to write. And she is a writer in this show.
Her artiste. Yep.
Yeah, so she is doing that. And then she's kind of being like, hey, wait a minute. I feel like y'all are really pushing this just to get my mind off of going against you, right? And I think we weren't like, she's crazy.
No, definitely not.
Okay, but so what is the difference? Is there a difference? Right? I was like, okay, that kind of reminds me of Feyre. And in the context of this show, I'm not finding it very off-putting or weird, or like, I'm not like, she shouldn't blame them. Right? So, like, what is the difference?
Well, because then they have a conversation about it.
Certainly
and she says, you're trying to distract me. And they say, I mean, we're also trying to make you happy. And can you blame us? And then Tamlin and Feyre never have that conversation.
Do they not?
Not like that.
Well,
no,
okay, fine, but
no, because everything else coming up, she doesn't even bring up her family him. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, but now we go into like, okay, this woman's like 40 and Feyre's 19.
I did find, and we're going to get to their conversation in the Rose Garden, I did find it very interesting for once, because I find Feyre's internal monologue very irritating, and I find what she says very irritating. But for the first time here, I found her internal monologue very irritating, and then what she said was good.
Well, we'll get to it. Yeah. I wrote the exact same thing, that I was like, this is very bizarre, because what she is saying right now is actually quite reasonable and normal to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't in any way match the internal monologue we had leading up to the conversation.
Fascinating 4D chess from brilliant author Sarah J. Maas, or just some weird messy shit that kind of is interesting?
I don't know why it felt a little intentional. My issues always with Sarah going to be, and every author really, when I interpret a book, is that like, I think I have like a woo-woo conception of storytelling and writing that informs things that a lot of people probably don't ascribe to, but like, I think I do believe that like symbols and psychological things in yourself are going to come out in your writing without you realizing it.
100%, yeah.
And so it's really hard, I think, when I interpret, I'm like, this totally could be like some meta intentional thing that's occurring that she's very aware of. But a lot of times I'm like, what if it's just her weird psychology pattern we're picking up on, like Sarah's, that she has no intention of putting in there and no idea it's coming through this way.
It's very possible.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does to me. I think I agree with that.
There's no way to prove any of this.
No.
It's just like a thought I have when I read things, where sometimes I'm like, I don't think you know this is consistent psychologically, but not because you wanted it to be, but because it's like part of your psychology.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because when you write, you're not, the way everything's going to flow inherently is coming out of your instrument.
Yeah. So like certain things with Feyre, sometimes I'm like, okay, it seems really intentional. But sometimes I'm like, is that feeling of intentionality actually just like some of Sarah's personal stuff?
Internal,
like
and it could be where she was when she wrote it. It could be
no, of course.
So many things.
I don't know.
Her grandma died that week and influenced a darker tone on that set. You don't know.
Right.
That's part of what makes the interesting soup of human art. And not to get into it, but why AI tends to feel like it lacks that thing, that consistent internality of it, because it's the average of everyone's. So it lacks that like weird through line that you get the flavor of the little zhuzhis, you know?
So she's really upset. So we didn't really come to a conclusion, because in Pluribus we kind of were okay with Carol calling them out for trying to distract her.
I don't think she's bad for even continuously trying to figure it out, because she's bored.
But wouldn't it be bad though if you went to the oracle, the magical oracle, and they were like, if you do that, you and your family are going to die? Wouldn't it maybe be bad to keep doing it then?
Well, then I would definitely stop, yeah.
I don't know. Like, it might... And I feel like in stories like this, like the messaging is like, ignore that and keep doing it anyway. But I'm like, is that not crazy? Like, I think I'd stop. I'm still confused about the Surreal's message. I really am. She's pissed, right? She's so far had told nobody anything. She's just like mad now suddenly at the idea that she forgot about her family and whatever. So she's at dinner. It was an effort of stubborn will to make it through dinner. Tamlin and Lucien noticed my mood and kept conversation between themselves. It didn't do much for my growing rage. And when I had eaten my fill, I stalked into the moonlit garden and lost myself in its labyrinth. This tracks. Feyre does this so much. This, like, suddenly a thought popped in my head. I'm raging about it. And I'm so mad at everyone around me for not immediately knowing what I thought of randomly, even though I was happy like a day ago.
They can't know what you're thinking. I'm pretty sure they don't read minds. Not yet. Oh, is that why she likes Rosanne so much?
A lot of people say that.
Damn.
And, like, even, like, people who aren't the biggest fans of him and them. But I was like, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that weird? Because it's sort of like, that is the only way she was going to be happy.
Someone who could read her mind. That's a condemnation if I've ever heard one. That's kind of crazy.
But maybe, is there something romantic about being, like...
Sure, yeah.
I've crafted the perfect man solution for your...
Yeah, a man who just knew my thoughts without me having to tell him.
Maybe that's a fantasy. I don't know.
I could see why. It's hard to be emotional.
But I do think that will cultivate very bad personality qualities in you, because no one... Even that's lovely that you found your one man to do that for you, but no one else can do it. And now you're like getting used to actually doubling down on that expectation.
Now he's going to have to explain your emotions to everyone else because you can't do it.
Right. Well, now you're going to get even worse.
Of course.
And everyone else can't do that. So now you are annoying.
And in real life, no one can do that. So now you got a bunch of people with unrealistic expectations.
Well, I guess like hopefully the hope is that you can read the book and just go, that's an interesting, nice fantasy, and then be normal. I don't think
that's not the case for some people.
That's unfortunate. So she's in the rose garden, and Tamlin ends up there, right there behind her. He tells her that his father planted it for his mother as a mating present.
Oh, keyword dropped.
She's irritated that he's there. She digs her nails into her palm, and we keep calling back to that, which I think is interesting. This I kind of liked is an interesting parallel to Tamlin's claws constantly popping out in his hands.
All right, yeah.
She can't help it.
Yeah.
She has like an anger problem in a way, just like him.
Yeah.
So the flowers make her think of the flowers she painted on the table at home.
The flower at home, yeah.
That Nesta probably scraped off. The fan fiction about Nesta's out of control.
It's out of control. We've had way more assumptions about Nesta's actions than Nesta doing anything at this point.
And it's funny because you're like, they don't live there anymore.
They're not even there.
They don't
on
even
her way
live
out, she was like, oh wait, let me get the turpentine and just...
They do not live in that home anymore. I think it's interesting the way she talks about them and this, and once they've re-entered her mind, she's like, oh my god, I was forgetting about them. To me, it doesn't feel like she wants to go home because she cares about these people or actually wants to be home or be with them. It feels like she wants to go home to punish them and force them to acknowledge her.
Yeah, 100%.
And like, it's just like an angry, like, no, oh, you think you're getting rid of me? No fucking way. I'm going to show back up and you guys better, like, engage with me.
I know, and her whole goal always is to live there and, like, get rid of them.
You're right.
You know? I'm going to be the last one standing with Dad. Is it an electric complex? Is that the... Like subsuming the mother and becoming the mate to the father. Like that's the. So I guess that's what we're going for.
She wants to. Right. Actually, it's very interesting that because we talked about how Tamlin has this like daddy figure thing going on.
Yeah.
Rhysand that will carry over to him with the like, you better eat your food. You better do. You know, like I'm your papa. And we're like, okay, so then Papa has failed her, so she really wants this father figure as baked into the fantasy. But adding on to that, the idea that she keeps repeating that she does kind of want to be this, like, substitute mom with her dad. Yeah. She is obsessed with being with a dad. She's obsessed with it.
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Is this the classic
Well,
daddy
I think
issue?
we all
sort of
love
thing?
a daddy figure.
Well, yeah.
But to what, like, literal extent we mean, there's, like, a spectrum of, like, being very literal about it and then being highly symbolic and playful about it. And Feyre's skewing pretty hard towards the literal version.
Tracks.
She says, I'd been erased from their lives, forgotten. I'd let him erase me, meaning, like, the mind wipe he did. He'd offered me pains and the space and the time to practice. She'd showed me pools of starlight. He'd saved my life like some kind of feral knight in a legend, and I'd gulped it down like fairy wine. I was no better than those Zilla children of the blessed.
I have to wonder why these are bad things in actuality.
You're right. Why is getting saved by a feral knight in a
legend
legend a bad thing?
She won't allow herself to be saved. She was in a bad situation. She was in a terrible mental state.
Yeah.
She was like poor, starving, had a horrible relationship with her family. This guy comes in, turns it all around, instead of murdering her, which was also on the table.
Right.
He could have just killed her. I know. I'm sure there's more to it. But still.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes, is there a way we can be charitable here? Because I thought it could be interesting to try and, like, find this with her.
Yeah.
I'm like...
No, I feel like the way to be charitable is obvious. Like, I understand what she's grappling with right now. Like, but I feel like she listed a bunch of things that don't sound that bad.
Well, I think because she's going almost, like, back to her, like, the fairies are our enemy and oppressors. And I'm allowing them to like, let me go on their side and, like, turn my back on the humans. Humanity. I think
but
maybe...
Not in any practical way.
But, like, her I guess her referencing Children of the Blessed specifically made it take on that tone for me.
Sure.
Right? Because you're like...
I guess so, yeah.
That was what we were mad about, right?
Yeah, but it seems right so far, so...
Well, yeah, in a way, yeah. So Tamlin's like, oh, you seem upset. And she rips a rose off the bush and she hurts herself on the thorns. Oh my god, it's a court of thorns and roses. I've been waiting for this.
It's edgy as fuck.
Well, it's the title. It happened. It was the thorns and the rose. And she thinks she can't paint this accurately. Stop it.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck counting how many times she poops her pants. I'm going to count this. And, like, this is going to be a high number.
We're already, like, in the double, triple digits. Also, a douchey thing to do when he just told you that his father planted all of these roses for his mother as their mating ritual.
She did it on purpose, and she, like, thinks it. She's like, I'm surprised he didn't yell at me. Like, she was trying to piss him off.
Fuck you! I don't understand the appeal of this girl.
Well, that is the thing, right? Like, at the end of the day, whether Tamlin did a right thing or wrong thing by taking her and she's here and whatever, it's like, why do you like her, though? Why do you like her?
I don't
know. And that's
know.
why we do so much work, though, to be like, oh, they go fight the Naga and they hold hands. They do this and that. Like, because we need something to hang this on. Why the fuck does he care about her?
Why would you tolerate this girl?
He kind of has to.
I need to know why.
He kind of has to.
Okay. All right.
But it's also too real. Like, it becomes too real where you're like, I guess you really like her. You like this, right? And then the problem is, like, it's just kind of a genre thing we must do because we need her to be, like, this humble, normal, standard teen. And the fantasy is, from your point of view, being her at him, right? Nobody's fantasizing about being Tamlin, liking Feyre.
I love these teens. I love thinking about it. Oh, so wise and powerful.
Right, like, I'm saying...
Where the baddies at? We got any just out of high school girls? These are my claws.
The story really only functions in that direction. And it functions pretty well, right? In a way, when you're like, okay, I'm her. Wow. Yeah. This hot guy likes me. It's a very powerful man. But it doesn't function. If I tell you to read it and I'm like, self-insert a little bit for Tamlin, you're kind of like, I'm getting nothing out of this.
I'm making huge mistakes.
Get me out of here.
Shit. This power fantasy sucks.
Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Go have sex with Lucian or something. Don't do
Well,
this.
that's why you keep pushing for it.
It's the
you
only...
are. Oh, no. You're rejecting her, and you're like, eyes are going. You're like, who else is here? Oh,
guess the redheaded twinks for me.
perfect.
That's what I'm doing.
Like, I don't act like you're like, taking one for the team or anything, but
he is. Got him.
But yeah, but it does add a weird story element where you're like, what are you into, man? Like, what are you even into? So she's like, wow, he didn't yell at me for ripping up his parents' rose bush. But then she like thinks, she's like, hey, he definitely had much better parents than me.
You don't know that.
And you find out in like 3 seconds that's not true.
Factually incorrect.
So, but like, again, that has to be intentional. It has to be intentional for Sarah to be like, she thinks he has awesome parents. No, he doesn't, right?
Yeah, I would think.
So she says, and here's where I think we both are going to agree. We like this conversation. She says, like, I don't know why I feel so ashamed for leaving my family. And I also feel like I shouldn't enjoy myself when I'm painting because I've left them, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, this seems like a normal feeling and not at all what her inner monologue has been ever up until this moment.
Yep.
That's totally fair. Right.
I wrote, but then, ... she's confessing a real feeling. Her inner mind and words aren't matching, so this is kind of cool.
Okay, yeah. She says, all those years what I did for them, and they didn't try to stop you from taking me. I don't know why I expected them to. Why I believed that the Puka's illusion was real that night. I don't know why I bother still thinking about it or still caring. Compared to you and your borders and magic being weakened, I suppose my self-pity is absurd. But you're like, do you mean that? You're saying it.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you mean it or do you just think that's what you're supposed to say to Tamlin right now?
Or, you're trying to manipulate him in some way. Like,
it's kind of interesting. She's never thought things like that. She does seem in her brain. But then you're like, okay, is it kind of fair for your brain always to immediately be a little like self-centered, and then upon reflection when you say something to somebody you like get more perspective?
Well, usually it's the opposite. Usually you're thinking more nuanced than what you say is sometimes too quick,
I don't feel that way.
Well,
no.
So that's interesting.
Okay. I feel like, sometimes you're like being dramatic in your own brain about your own shit. You're like, oh my God, this is so terrible.
You're right.
And then you're talking to somebody and you're like, okay, let me think about it for a sec. Maybe that's worse, and I'll have a new perspective. I guess that's how you could read it. I could read it that way.
Yeah.
I liked everything she said. Like her being like, I'm so sad that I thought the puka was real. I don't know why I'm still like thinking about it. It's like, yeah, but you would be. That you totally would be. I from day one, I have been a Feyre puka supporter where like I thought that was sad and I felt bad for her. So this is all fine. And she's kind of communicating to him pretty straightforward. We like that. He says, if it grieves you, then I don't think it's absurd at all. But he did say, it says, if it grieves you, he said the words caressing my bones. I thought that was a really weird description. Caressing my bones? His words caressing my bones? What do you think of that?
I think it's the power, the reverberation of him just like bone washing,
I don't know.
You know what I say some things sometimes and you're like, my bones, fuck. I just wrote wet.
Not yet. Soon. I like, whatever. That's nice that he said that. That's cute. He's taking her seriously, I think. He says, I don't think it's absurd at all. She says, why? And then he kisses her bleeding palm. Then he kisses her other hand in a way that made the heat begin pounding in my core between my legs.
Down there.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
That
Page
would do
159.
it. That would do it.
Fuck yeah, it would.
So that was suave on Tamlin's part.
Yep.
Fair for her to get horny. I'm so glad we're getting horny these days.
So good to get horny.
Thank you.
It's great to get horny.
And interesting imagery. He withdraws and he has her blood on his mouth. We're doing more blood motif. Now that one, like the blood motif, that is not being done repetitively to me.
No, this
because
feels good.
every time we do the blood, it's a little bit different.
Blood is showing up because of an action. each of those actions is independent.
Right, it's like
blood is the result over and over
we
again,
have
which
Tamlin
is fine.
showing up with like us seeing muscles through his bloodied shirt. We have them holding hands with the blood of the thing that they killed. We have him kissing her hand and having her blood on his that is not repetitive. That's actually a good use of imagery. But it's so I was like, what to make of that imagery? I feel like you could take it so many ways. Him kissing her hand, curing her wound, stepping back, and he has the blood. So there's like two ways you could go. You could go like this monstrous route of like him being this like feral animal and in some way being very dangerous. But you could also go this other way of like he's trying so hard to help her and fix things for her, and he's kind of the one. She
still keeps getting blood on him.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And I kind of like that it could be either.
And it brings back the feral knight imagery.
Yes, it does. So he said, this, real generic, don't feel bad for one moment about doing what brings you joy.
Oh, papa.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. But then he pulls out the magician trick.
He does. He comes closer. Oh, we should have had one. It's not spring.
Yeah, that's why. He
puts a rose behind her ear, and she's like, I don't even know how he got that.
It's the rose she threw away. She's like, I didn't even see him go get it. And there's no thorns on it. He took all the thorns off.
That's cool.
And that's symbolic.
Definitely.
For sure.
He was like, I just want it to be nice.
You can have nice things without hurting yourself. And she's like, I like to hurt myself.
Right.
Make it hurt, Daddy. That's what she said.
And in a way, we would support, but like we never really... Wait, you know what? Daddy is going to make it hurt, I think, next episode. I think Daddy's going to make it hurt next episode. If we can combine chapters, which we didn't have a great track record doing last time.
You don't overpromise, or Tamlin's going to have to come back and chastise us again.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, I was right. She does do it again. She says, why do any of this? We can't be having this conversation again. We cannot do this again. Okay. He says...
I write, why do this? Human joy cool.
I mean, it's the typical...
But we just did it in the museum. Verbatim. I didn't think you could feel like this. Why do this? I like your joys. It's so fast.
Or whatever. It's like your lifespan's so short. You guys really like enjoying stuff.
It's the same when it's a vampire. It's the same when it's a
werewolf.
werewolf. It's the same when it's a demon. It's the same when
it's
a
always
dragon. It's the same. God, fucking honestly, let's get like a really quick like lifespan creature in there and like do the inverse. Like your lives are so long. Do it to us.
Do it to
like
what?
A 10-year lifespan. I don't know.
Oh, where? Like...
Yeah, like these things are like... They're like growing up real quick.
Like the common house fly. You know?
Yeah, but like a human. That's what I'm like, they're trying to romance us. Oh, it feels weird when we do it in that direction. Uh-oh.
That's what... A lot of these things really only work as a fantasy in one direction.
It's 2 years old and it's 20?
And
I don't like that.
I do think it's valid. I think it's valid for us to like enjoy
We have to extrapolate out from our position.
But I do also think it's valuable. This is the realism of it all. Because some people take that... Right? There's like these fantasies that work really well in one direction when you're the little one. You're the looking up. Okay. And it doesn't work so well when you try to enter from the other side because you're like, well, why do you care? But it's fine. It's totally fine to like enjoy that. It's a little selfish pleasure for the human heart. But people take it too seriously and they never consider how that other angle doesn't really function very well in real life. It all has to kind of equal out a little bit more. And then they get obsessed with the idea that this sort of dynamic can exist. And it's like if you spend like 30 seconds thinking about how uneven it is and how silly it is, it can't exist in real life. Don't expect that. It's ridiculous.
Stop trying. Yeah.
Yeah, you do need to find somebody who's more your equal. You need to... Like, it's the same... fantasies... Like, so many sexual fantasies have this theme. Anime does it for, like, men, where it's like, I'm just useless. And it's like, 800 hot women are showing up. They're like, we're obsessed with you. And it's like, yes.
The
okay,
harem? Yes.
Have fun. But, like, get it in your brain that when you actually consider this, from their point of view, that makes no sense.
What do you mean? He's the Hakoge's third son, and his soul is so bright.
And Feyre is the girl version of that. It's like,
Yep.
These Fae would be going after other Fae women.
of which there's
who
Alice.
are really hot and powerful, and they're equals mentally. That's the reality, if this existed, of what would happen. And I don't mind us doing it. I want to pretend. But I'm not going out in the real world being like, what? Like, I'm super average, and like amazing CEOs aren't like looking for me. Like, I don't know. What the
Where's
fuck?
my big hot mafia husband? It's like, yeah, it's almost like the introduction of lots of tense sex makes it more obvious. Like when you look at like a 50 Shades of Grey,
right?
Nobody's like,
oh, they
that's
are. Not a lot of people, just a couple.
More people are doing it with this than with 50 Shades.
I guess because you add the magic element, can fill in a lot of gaps mentally, so it feels more real or better. Like you can make sense of it. Yeah. It's the same thing.
When it's like a billionaire with helicopters is like dropping me off like Starbucks in the morning with his drones because he loves me so much. You got to kind of be like, all right, it's for fun. And
it's fun.
It's a great time.
For sure fun.
But yeah, in this you got to be like, well, maybe,
right? Because
there's too many like
the curse,
and
like maybe I could get the powers, and then like I'm his equal, and maybe guys,
maybe
we all got to be realistic. We got to make connections with real people, normal people. Yeah, Tamlin though. Okay, we got to create a reason, right? Okay, he's fake, so he's able to be like, I just love the human lifespan. It's very Edward Cullen.
I fucking love the human lifespan.
He says, one day there will be answers for everything, but not until the time is right, until it's safe. Okay, a little bit of a cliffhanger. He leaves, and then Feyre is like, I miss being near him. So then we skip to the next day. Feyre's mortified.
Lingering mortification.
By what she told Tamlin last night. I was like, it was just a normal conversation.
She's like, oh no, I had a feeling.
It's funny because we went into it being like, we really like her right
I
now.
know. Yep.
And then it's like, of course, she's like, I hate myself.
I want to kill myself.
Over it.
All right.
And then because of this conversation, she's like, I'm running into the woods.
I got my... Doesn't that make sense? She's strapping herself with the bow,
right?
With the arrows,
yes,
with Lucian's knife, with everything she can arm herself with to just get the fuck away from people, which is what she did back home.
Right?
Probably,
yeah, it's true.
Probably when
Kinda
the girls were chatting a
right?
little too much and she was starving. But yeah,
right,
she wants to be in control. And I wrote this. I think the reason she keeps bringing up the painting for her is capturing.
Yes.
Same as hunting.
Right. Ooh, right, yeah.
When you do the job right with hunting, you get the prize. When you can paint something that made you feel something, you now capture, you own it. Mm-hmm. You can bring it home. She doesn't like the things that she can't bring home.
But that's not... We literally had this conversation on the last episode. I was just editing it. And I was saying, like, yes, but no, because a lot of the things she can't capture, she really loves, right? Like, she's not like... oh, I can't capture this rose bush. I hate this rose bush. She's like expressing love towards the things she can't capture.
But she does want to own them.
Yes, she does have that impulse. But I'm saying, I don't want to put too, like, right? She doesn't have this, like...
I'm not saying it's straight villainry. Like, I'm not saying it's like it's actually evil that she wants to hate. No. But it is interesting that... And I think that this is the externalization where painting is the internalization. So she is now trying to be active and in control as much as she can.
But isn't painting externalization too?
Yes.
In a way?
Definitely.
Like she feels the thing, she's like, I gotta put it out.
Because Belle reads and internalize. But yeah, so she's going out into the woods towards danger, something that,
She wants him, and like she acts like she doesn't want him to show up, but she like kind of knew he was going to show up. She wants him to chase her into the woods.
100%.
Honestly... primal play kink confirmed.
It's happening here.
But she, as always, needs it to not really happen because she's like, chase me to the woods. Oops, actually, I got you. She won't actually do it.
My favorite part about this is that it doesn't quite work that way.
Right, because my man said, just kidding, I can get out anytime I want.
And you made this out of a fucking vine.
Not a vine.
Not a vine.
So she runs into the woods. She's got her bow. She's got the knife Lucian gave her. And she senses a presence behind herself. She's like, she's like, I know what's going to happen next. And she goes, it says 20 minutes later, she sat in a tree. And you're like, what'd she do? I think it's pretty obvious that she was setting up a trap. And then there's a snap. Oh my god. She walks into the clearing and the High Lord, by the way, not Tamlin, the High Lord is hanging by his feet in a snare upside down. And this was a very hot moment for Tamlin. He smiles lazily at her and says, "Cruel human." I was like, okay, this Tamlin.
Yeah. We like this Tamlin.
Love this. Yeah. And she says, "That's what you get for stalking someone." And I'm like, he just wants you to not die. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's stalking her.
They're playing their little
game. For sure. It's fine. They're flirting. That's cute. Did you get some tarot card imagery here?
Hanged Man.
Listen,
I was actually just thinking, I didn't write it, and I was just thinking before you said this that there's tarot card imagery in Lucien giving her the knife, because Lucien is so cerebral.
He's
the
sword
swords. Suit, he gave her
that's
a sword.
True.
So that's interesting.
Okay.
But
I'll
now
take it.
Here we are with the Hanged Man, which
is funny because we said this on the Terry podcast as well.
We also had a man hanging by
one
leg.
And we did have a wise man hanging upside down. Let's talk about it. So this is one of those weird psychology things, right? Where you're like, is Sarah, like, maybe she knows about tarot. I don't know. Maybe she does. And maybe she thought of it. But you're like, if you're coming at this from an archetypal Jungian perspective, she might not have thought about the tarot card at all. But the imagery may have the same meanings, even though she didn't, like, know it. She just felt like that felt good to... Like, that imagery felt good, and I think it could be connected to the symbols, which it symbolizes voluntary sacrifice, new perspectives, and suspension of action for deeper understanding. I think that's really...
extremely fitting.
Relevant for especially where they're at right now.
And especially for someone like Tamlin.
Yes.
For both of them, honestly.
I think... Yeah, it's sacrifice for the greater good. So she walks over, he's still hanging upside down, and she starts, like, touching his hair, which are, hues of yellow, brown, and wheat, of course.
Of course.
And
wheat being yellow and brown. Keep going.
Yeah, so she's petting his hair. He leans towards her more, and she starts, like, running her fingers through his hair. I thought this was kind of sexy. I liked it. Yeah. I liked it.
It's giving the Spider-Man kiss. The
sure.
It's
but it's also giving that, like, there's something about in a way that makes sense, the, like, fear of him, especially given that she's 19, and there's something fun about knowing he can get out and that he's kind of playing
the victim,
this little victim role, and like being like, yeah, you can pet me. I do think that's appealing.
The thing she has been seeking is control, so he gives it to her for a little bit as a gift.
Right. I like
a little control as a snack.
And so as she's like playing with his hair, he purrs and the sound rumbles through her body, which I like. I love, like, a cat man, like a big cat man.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely, like, evoking that. And then I was like, he's kind of like a big vibrator,
it's giving Hitachi.
It's giving Hitachi big Hitachi wand. And you want a rumbly vibrator.
Yeah.
You don't want a buzzy vibrator. I mean, it is personal preference, but I think most people like the rumbly better.
Well.
And Tamlin's bringing rumbles.
And this is also going back a little bit to the joke with the cereal.
Yes, I thought that too, about how she's going to give him treats and
she'll tame him. He laughed and seemed to like it. And
well, he was like, is that something you want? Yeah. I'll let you do it. Okay. And then she wonders how the rumbliness would feel pushed up against her body, and then she takes a step back.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right, yeah. I like this.
You're getting closer. And this is good.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, where we were like, well, then when I thought, like, oh, I do like this chapter, even though I was so angry, I really like this part.
Yeah, it's so funny, though, when you get here and you're like, oh, this is fun. I'm having a good time for the first time, and who fucking knows how long. And you're like, oh, yeah, I guess they went to the museum.
I know.
And you're like, well, they were getting horny, and I guess they saw some art.
Well, that's why I was like, did she even go to the gallery? I don't know. I just remembered this shit. Because that scene was so underwhelming. The writing but that's why I'm saying macro, I'm kind of like, I feel like we're skipping a lot. We're doing some fast forwarding. But, like, when I get here, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so then he's showing off. He does a little, like, he does an ab crunch up.
Yeah.
Very effortlessly. Sick. Uses his claws to cut the vine.
And she's like, oh no, like he's going to fall on his head.
But then he does a flip.
Fucking Cirque du Soleil.
And he's like, hey. And again, very cat-like. he asks if she's feeling any better, like from her depression before, and she doesn't really answer him, and then he's like, okay, good, and then he's like, okay, but just in case, I wanted to give you this. So he gives her paper, and she starts freaking out immediately that she can't read it.
Before you bolt or start yelling, which I thought was great.
She's holding the paper. She's like, I can't read it. He comes behind her.
Yep.
This is a good move.
Yep.
This is a good move.
Looming.
He comes up behind her to read it over her shoulder, and he's like whispering in her ear. One of my top favorite moves.
It's important.
One of my top moves. So, yeah, Tamlin seems to get it. So he's back there.
Shall I?
Yes, of course.
There once was a lady most beautiful, spirited, if a little unusual. Her friends were few, but how the men did cue. But to all she gave a refusal.
Whoa.
And this was not spicy.
Not at all.
Nope.
Although, like, does it elicit a gangbang?
I think it does.
Like a little, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she said no, but like, what if she said yes?
If she kept saying yes, then it would be. Yeah, I assume.
I'm saying the men did cue.
They did cue.
How many men?
They're lined up.
I guess that's the most scandalous part about that. But and then as he's finishing it, she turns to look at him, and his head's right here, and their breath mingles. It's good tension. It really is. It's like good things that you're like, these are sexy things, and it's good build up towards like it makes you want it more.
Agreed.
You know. Then this pissed me off a little bit because he steps back and says he reads more poems. The second poem wasn't nearly as polite as the first. By the time he read the third, my face was burning. Why can't I hear the dirty poems?
Sarah didn't want to write all 5. What do you mean?
You don't have to write all 5. Honestly, give me the dirty ones. Fuck that Q. Fuck the Q poem. These were the words that Feyre wrote on her piece of paper in the library. It was unusual Q slaying conflagration.
How many words were there? 4? 5?
I thought there were 5. What was the other one?
Well, there's 5 poems, so it makes sense.
What's the other word?
I don't remember.
Then he tells her that they used to have contests in the war band for who could write the dirtiest limerick. And he doesn't like to lose, so he took it upon himself to be good at them. Okay, so this is one of Tamlin's secret little quirks. He writes dirty limericks.
No, there were just 4. I just checked.
Oh, then why are there 5 poems?
5th one's just nasty.
Oh, he just made that one up. It wasn't based on a word.
This is like my favorite word. It's fucking... I don't know.
Yeah, can you wait? Okay. Fuck the cradle song. What's the 5th limerick? The lost 5th limerick of Tamlin.
On the spot? You want me to do... hold on.
But like, mate, you gotta make it like nasty.
Yeah.
I don't even know what constitutes a limerick. So just make up any dirty poem. It doesn't have to be a limerick.
I once knew a girl who would guzzle. She worked her tongue like a puzzle.
Okay.
I came buckets of cum, but boy was she fun. In the end, I had to wear a muzzle.
Okay, I don't think this is a limerick. It would be, come bucket, my lady doth truck it.
It's not a limerick, keep going.
It's just a poem.
Yeah.
Down there on her knees, her eyes begging please. Now surely that pussy, I'll fuck it.
Clean!
that was
That's 5. We got it.
That's a 5.
We got it.
Okay.
That's how you do it, Sarah.
Imagine she's publishing this. Fuck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, come bucket.
So then, yeah, he reads the last poem, the dirtiest and foulest of them all, and Feyre tips her head back and howls with laughter. Ha ha ha. My laughter like sunshine shattering age-hardened ice. So all she needed was a dirty poem.
That's it. First off, the insane preposition of her describing her own laughter that way.
Oh, yeah.
My laughter like sunshine shattering age-hardened ice.
That's how I think about myself, too.
These motherfuckers are too self-serious.
Yeah.
Whoever identifies too hard, take a look.
I'm like giggling, like you say something like, oh, my laugh tinkled like ice shards.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Oh, do you love that? You love hearing that? Beautiful, right? Like chimes.
It's like chimes in the misty morning. Is that what it made you think of?
They have their little dirty woods meeting. Mm-hmm. And they're walking back to the house, and Feyre's like, oh, wait, you said that...
the other night...
You said that your dad had those roses planted not for their wedding, but for their mating?
little lore.
Tamlin's like, oh yeah, like Fae usually do get married, but if they're lucky, they'll find their mate. They're equal and match in every way. And then he says, high Fae wed without a mating bond, but if you find your mate, the bond is so deep that marriage is like nothing in comparison. Like they don't even care about marriage anymore.
Except for the tax benefits.
I kind and you know what, taxes will become a big plot point in book 2. Okay. Anyway,
Sweet.
I like the idea of like, because I guess it's touching ever so slightly on my wish with the whole Alice thing, where I was like, they've got to have something that's not just marriage. And we're like, yeah, I could see how a mating bond would make marriage feel stupid.
Yeah.
This is just a bigger, like, series-wide question and thought. Is I'm always like, I don't know. I would feel so weird getting married, knowing this exists, and the person I'm getting married to isn't it.
That would be very weird.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like,
everyone just spend all their time trying to find the mate?
You'd think. And so, like, I guess we're going to say, like, it's incredibly rare, which is going to feel real goofy later when mates are popping up left and right. But
okay.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm like, how rare would it have to?
Can a human and a fae, can they be true mates?
I don't know. I mean, I actually don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how rare would mates have to be before you would be like, oh, I'm fine not finding my mate?
Lucian's poor wife his mate?
No.
Oh.
But that's what I mean. So, like, wouldn't you feel so weird if you're her and Lucian and you're like, oop, hope your mate doesn't show up at some point? Fuck. Imagine right now you were like, we knew both of us
had another mate.
Had a whole other person out there that if they showed up, we would be like, oh, fuck you.
I love, dear fucking listeners, listen the fuck up, but I love how keyed in we are in a story about the Fae.
Yeah.
About monogamy and not only mega monogamy.
Well, okay. You could trope it in that direct, right? Like, you have options. You've got options.
Yeah.
You could go, I do think you have to pick an extreme, right? And it's like, you could go the, like, free love poly route, or you could go
the one that's already baked into the concept? Okay.
Biological extreme monogamy, right? Like, there's something hot about both sides of the spectrum.
For a Fae story, it feels obvious which choice you have to pick.
Because of the pagan.
Yeah.
But there's that, like, Omega-verse, like, Feyre, like, you're mine thing that people really like that also kind of fits.
In wolf shit, I don't know if it fits in Fae shit.
You're right.
The coming of the seasons is the coming of the seasons. You know what I mean?
My instinct is to skew the other direction for Fae, and you're right, like, wolves feel more like I've marked you as my own.
To me, I feel like, personally, Fae are either extremely poly,
yeah,
because they're just having big orgies all the
time. And they're also so immortal.
Because they represent nature, and they're so... It's like vampires, expecting them to be monogamous. There could be some monogamous vampires, but, like, if all the vampires are monogamous,
but if you bake
weird.
it into the magic system in this very... Like, come on. It's like they're both tropes that, like, work.
I get it. This is the weaker path to take in my mind. Isn't it more potent if you have one of these Fae with all these predilections, choose her every time? Despite that,
but maybe that's more
nature?
Ridiculous, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where we were like, "This is so goofy in this way," and by doing that, you kind of make it like, "Oh, oops!" Like we don't. That question's not even on the table anymore.
Yeah,
it's over.
Well, they do be having some orgies, right? That's just like a kind
They're
of a thing.
Gonna, yeah.
So it's
yeah.
kind of weird that it's both.
We didn't get to that yet, okay? Yeah. She wants to ask if fairies ever have mating bonds with humans. She doesn't ask.
We have the really special thing that's way better than every other thing.
So she's like, what happened to your parents?
There we go.
And he's like, my dad sucked more than Lucian's dad, the one who murdered his girlfriend. Him and his brothers, his dad and his brothers kept slaves. And
yeah, so is he worse than Lucian's dad for just that reason?
Or
like,
so.
Because they didn't say anything else that he did. And I'm like, I assume Lucian's dad also had slaves.
Maybe he didn't.
Maybe. That's, so like, some Fae are making
some
that.
Fae are old. They might not look it, but they are old.
So... Also kind of now crazy that this house looks like such a colonial mansion.
You're right. You're right.
Kind of crazy that we did that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. His dad had slaves. He's saying he was worse than Lucian's dad. We find out some more stuff about his dad and whatever later.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so they had slaves, and his brothers presumably were like very bad to humans pre-treaty existing.
Sure.
I guess they were like torturing them. Who knows?
Yeah.
So then he, like, I don't know, he ties this into like, this is why I didn't want to kill you. This is why when I saw you in the house looking so sad and your sad family, I wanted to take care of all of you.
I get it.
Sure.
Kind of.
And then he talks about his mom. He seems like he liked his mom most of all, but he's like, because she was mated to my father, she like quite literally could not see his flaws, which is interesting to drop, I must say.
Yeah, on the same page we learn about mating and how potent it is, we're learning that it kind of fucks with your head a little.
Right, because later, when there's a mated couple, one might question, how much can we trust your take when you're introducing the idea that, like, mating fucks your head up and blinds you to the bad things. Okay, I'm just like, it's just, I'm not saying she planned it necessarily, but it is kind of interesting to even bring the concept up when it does seem to fit pretty well later. Even when he was a tyrant, she wouldn't say anything against him. That's interesting.
Yep.
And so Tamlin's like, I didn't ever even wanted to be the High Lord, and my brothers would have killed me if I did. So, like, I was trying to keep a low profile. I tried to go be a warrior because I was good at that, and it would make it so that I can, like, work under my dad or my brothers when they're High Lord. Fighting and killing were the only thing I was good at, and Feyre says, I doubt that. And, you know, you're like, yeah, I just heard your limericks, right? Like, you've got more going on. When she says, I doubt that, he says...
Oh, I can play a mean fiddle.
And, fiddle drop.
But High Lord's sons don't become traveling minstrels. Now you tell me, Little Mr. Fiddle and Little
Mr. Fiddle?
Little dagger juggling Lucian wearing a couple of little artistes in there.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Did anyone write that fic?
Right.
Or is there a fanfic of them being... Oh my god, he's like the juggler. Tamlin's playing the violin. They're traveling around in their wagon and having lots of sex around the courts.
Yep. Tamlin's like doing the horses. Lucian's head and red hair is in his lap as they're driving. It's nice. It's good. It's idyllic.
That's a good image.
God.
But yeah, so he's training and he's like, my power was getting so strong, like out of my control. I couldn't hide it. Everybody was like, he's the strongest guy around. And so, like, I guess the implication is, like, they might have killed him or something, or it was going to be a problem, but...
Yeah, I guess so. That's what I'm... Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately, they were all killed by the High Lord of an enemy court. And he says he was spared for whatever reason or Cauldron granted luck. I don't remember if we find out or know why he was spared. So he mourned his mom, but he didn't mourn the rest. And Feyre's like, oh god, it's such a brutal world over here. And then she's like, maybe that's why he's so nice. And then she says she's sorry about his mother. And then she at least has the self-awareness to be like, oh yeah, he said that to me about my mom. And I was like really angry about it. And now I'm just saying the same old shit back. So he says he became High Lord and then he wasn't trained in the manners of court and laws and whatever. Yeah. So the courtiers all like left because they were like, we don't want this big lug telling us what to do. They didn't want a warrior beast snarling at them. Then Feyre is like, wow. One time Nesta called me a half-wild beast. I'm just like him.
It's not the same.
It's like he's being very literal about this.
Yeah, he is a half-wild beast.
So she's like, then she feels like she wants to take his hand and tell him that she understood. I understand. One time my sister said I was a beast.
I am a beast.
Oh, one time they said it like as a metaphor.
It was very literal for me.
I see.
What does she say?
She'll say, oh, well, she does. She says, then they're idiots. You've kept these lands protected from the blight. When it seems that others haven't fared so well, they're idiots. Whoa.
Others haven't fared so well.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Not true. Feyre doesn't know that.
I don't know what we're talking about.
It might be true, but Feyre does not know that.
Did we maybe mention? Are you sure we didn't say like Tamlin has like more powers than some other courts? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not really sure why she said that, but she's trying to. What I find interesting, there's a normalness to this, right? Where when she relates to Tamlin in these very direct ways, where she's like, he said that, and then she's like, that is exactly like this very specific scenario with my sister that made me sad. Then she like really likes him again. And there's something normal about that, right? You're like, of course, yeah, you connect with somebody, you say like, wow, we're so similar, and you feel affection towards them. But there is something about it where you're like, I feel like you cannot feel bad for him or connected to him or understand him unless it is directly related to like not just like a vague idea of a thing, but like a literal like moment in time that you're like, that exact thing happened to me.
Now I feel really bad for him because it was bad.
Just like me. It's like you can feel bad for him
without having any direct contact.
Without any of that, because she didn't want to hold his hand. Actually, notice when he said my parents had slaves. My brothers were going to like maybe kill me. My whole family was murdered. She did not want to hold his hand. She did not. She did say she was sorry, but she was kind of like, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. It was only when he said the courtiers didn't like that I was a beast.
People didn't want me being in charge because of my bestial nature.
And then she was like,
goes, that's got to be so hard.
It's like, exactly. Whoa. That's kind of weird, right?
Wait, no, but cooking.
When you told me, if you're Tamlin, you tell me that your mother, your father, everyone died and you were alone and had to become High Lord. I think that's the moment I'm like,
they were all butchered.
Oh no, let me take your hand. That's so sad for you.
And Dad's business partners didn't want me running the company after.
Oh my God.
I'm a little too jockey.
Oh my God, Tamlin, are you okay?
No.
Are you okay?
How can anyone with any similar situation be okay?
You're right. That is one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
To anyone.
To
right?
anyone. To
Maybe.
us. To
You're
us.
just like me.
What the fuck? It's just weird. It's like the same way Alice was like, my sister was murdered. She was like, I don't care. Then she gets on her little thing. She's like, they're such idiots. They're big fat idiots. They don't like you, Tamlin. Tamlin just kind of looks upset. It doesn't seem like it helped much, but then
he's had hundreds of years to process it. That added nothing to the discourse in his mind.
So then Feyre notices like a little ways out that there's masked fairies putting up like bonfire wood, and she's like, what's that? And Tamlin's like, the bonfires for Calanmai, it's in 2 days. They just have a conversation. She's like, what is that? He says it's fire night. And then she's like, we don't have holidays. We don't remember the gods. We're not allowed to celebrate holidays anymore.
Can I come to yours?
She says, what does fire night celebrate? He says, it's just a spring ceremony. We light bonfires and ... The magic that we create helps regenerate the land for the year ahead.
Yeah.
And she says, how do you create the magic? He says, there's a ritual, but it's very fairy. Okay,
do they be banging?
You know, I think they are going to have to fuck.
Yes.
To keep the magic rolling.
Yes.
We love a universe where they're like, oh, you got magic? Unfortunately, everyone has to have sex to keep that going.
Great magic system.
Yeah, good magic system.
Brandon Sanderson could never.
Brandon, and he really couldn't.
He couldn't.
He wouldn't and he couldn't.
It's actually the particles falling off of Spren. It's their butt makes the magic.
The way you have not read Stormlight. So yeah, I remember I was excited. I do think it's funny in both series. In Wizard's First Rule, we're having like these identical scenarios where it's like a woman and a man, and they're not together yet, but it's budding. Yeah. And then there's a scenario where it's like the man simply must go fuck women for ritualistic reasons, and she has to be so upset about it and left behind. Why is that happening 2 times? Are they not weirdly similar?
And are they going to have a really horny, some sort of extremely horny situation
after?
As a result of this sort of environment? Okay,
they are.
Interesting.
So what's up with that?
Using ritualistic sex as a magical means to prime a woman to really desire sex with the man.
That's kind of psychologically interesting. It's very like what's the word? It's like social proof is an idea.
Oh.
That is something people are
yeah.
attracted to, where like you see the guy getting sexual attention from people and you're like, oh, he's very desirable. He must be, now he looks more attractive to me. It's kind of like that. It's
magically mediated
I feel
social proofing. Yeah.
It's there to plant the idea in your mind of like, he's very virile and like, I'm imagining him fucking now, right? Before, and it builds up more tension before they fuck. You're thinking about him fucking, you know.
Yeah. It's the porn before the activity, you know?
Yeah.
The mental porn.
I like a springtime orgy scenario. I don't like get much.
I had a feeling. I had a hunch.
And you didn't in Terry either, so fuck it, you know. He says there might be more fairies around, usual from this court and others, and they are free to cross the borders at night. So you're like, okay, interesting. Okay. This is like a big deal. She's like, oh, I thought the blight had scared everybody away. And he's like, well, it did, but there's still going to be a lot of people here for this party. He's like, just stay away from all of them. You'll be safe in the house, but if you run into one of them before we light the fires at sundown in 2 days, ignore them. Like, what are you talking about?
Some Terry shit.
I know. What the fuck are you talking about?
Listing a bunch of...
If I run into one of them...
So they're allowed to be here. I shouldn't talk to them, but if I do, as long as it's before the sundown
and in the
just
house.
Ignore them.
But if they come up to me and they're like, hey, hello, I'm supposed to just be like, bye, walk away. I mean, Feyre's good at that.
She is, except when she's told not to, I'm sure.
So she's like, I'm not invited to your ceremony? And he says, no, you're not. And then that's the end of that. And it's like, yeah, of course you're not.
Why would you be invited? You're like a live-in
I guess she's
guest.
really naive. I don't think she in any way thinks it's going to be a sex party.
Imagine if they talked.
What? He's trying not to freak her out and scare her away. I mean, it's kind of weird. He has a reason he needs to be building something with her. And then, yeah, I guess it's weird in the middle of that to be like, oh, by the way, I'm going to be out fucking a bunch of women tomorrow night. Don't worry about it.
It's a yearly commitment.
I have to do it every year. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a rough thing to drop.
That's a rough thing to drop. I'll give him that.
Yeah. So he's like really tense the whole way back. Then they enter the garden and he like stiffens and she's like, oh, it seems like bad fairies are around.
That power level.
And he snarls and tells her to stay hidden and don't come out no matter what she overhears.
So she creeps up.
Well, she's like kind of like just standing in the gravel path. He disappears and she's like, she thinks maybe it's shameful. She's not going to his aid. Going to his aid.
She's thinking about the like how he would sacrifice like that conversation where it's like, oh, I would do anything for it. And she's like, I would only do things for my family. So right now she's like,
that's interesting.
Should I be heroic?
Oh, am I supposed to do
that? What do I do? I don't know. Oh, this is a chance to help, I guess. No, it's not. He teleports. Sit down.
I know. So she just hides behind a hedge. Tamlin and Lucian, I was kind of confused. It was like they're standing there. Tamlin disappears. She's there. She's like, I'm going to go behind this hedge. Then Tamlin and Lucian are coming towards the hedge. So from where, I don't know. Okay. So then they're like facing something invisible and talking.
Yeah.
So Tamlin says, I know what day it is. And she thinks, again, I would have thought they were playing a prank on me, but I heard a voice. Why would you think that? What have you not gotten from being here? You've seen so many weird things.
These motherfuckers don't be pranking either.
They've never done a prank.
If they were like notoriously pranking on this bitch, like just constantly like, oh, it's fairy luck to spread peanut butter on your eyebrow. Oh, Alice, like they did it again. I knew it.
No, nobody ever played a prank on you. Everything seems like serious, like judging by the conversations you're having.
You're swimming in starlight, or someone is trying to like suck your blood out. Like,
and I'm just like, after you saw the surreal, the snake men chased you, you can't imagine that there's just an invisible guy. The puka was transforming into a million different things. Low, disembodied voice replies.
Your continued behavior is garnering a lot of interest at court. She's wondering why you haven't given up yet. And why there were 4 dead Naga.
Lucian says, Tamlin's not like the other fools. If she expected bowed heads, then she's more of an idiot than I thought. And then Feyre thinks Lucian looks like a real warrior right now. Okay.
Speak so ill of she who holds your fate in her hands? With one word she could destroy this pathetic estate. She wasn't pleased when she heard of you dispatching your warriors. But, as nothing has come of it, she has chosen to ignore it.
So Tamlin, are you going to be Tamlin too?
Oh yeah. Tell her I'm getting sick of cleaning up the trash she dumps on my borders. She sets them loose as gifts, as reminders of what will happen if she catches you trying to break the terms of.
He's not. Now get out. We have enough of your ilk swarming on the borders. We don't need you defiling our home, too. For that matter, stay the hell out of the cave. Sorry.
And fucking get out of the cave.
It's not some common road for filth like you to travel through as they please.
Though you have a heart of stone, Tamlin, you certainly keep a host of fear inside of it. Don't worry, High Lord. All will be right as rain, soon enough.
Burn in hell. That's what Lucian says. Burn in hell. Okay.
We have hell?
Stop. We can't keep asking these
We have the Christian hell?
Anyway, what'd you make of all that?
Cauldrons, no.
Cauldrons, no.
And then he blasts off on leathery wings.
This was giving really, like, this is Tamsin City here. Like, Lucian was like, Daddy, don't worry. I've got it. I've got this.
Tamsin City.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
They were, like, ready to go together.
They're ready to fight,
Lucian
ready to die together. Yeah.
He's like a sleeper dom.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just, like, suddenly he's, like, so pretty, but then he pops up and he's just like, I've got this. Beautiful boyfriend.
He's like a rabid fox.
He's great.
We love it. He's great.
He's everything.
He's dreamy.
He's everything you could ever want and need. But yeah, well, I like their dynamic here. This was fun. I liked this part because I was like, this is the sort of stuff that really makes you like, oh, I want to keep reading.
This was fun. I like this part because there was a new character.
Actually, and you know what? Psychologically, that's definitely what it was.
Yeah.
God. But we saw those Fey over making bonfires out west or whatever. Yeah, so exciting. Somebody new is here, and we're talking about, like, plot. Like, real plot elements that are happening. That's great.
We're back.
But you hear wings flap and it's gone. And then Tamlin immediately appears behind Feyre and like grabs her shoulders.
Lucian's just like, what'd you hear?
What'd you hear?
The fuck did you hear?
And she's like, well, nothing. Well, I understood nothing. So she's like, yeah,
Fair.
I mean, I don't know.
I heard everything. I don't know what the fuck that was.
So she's like, what was that? And then Tamlin says there are certain fairies in Prithian who inspired the legends you humans are so afraid of. Some like that one are myth-given flesh. Okay.
Not you, Lord of the Spring? Whatever.
I don't know. But, and then she thinks, inside that voice, I'd heard the screaming of human victims, the pleading of young maidens whose chests had been split open on sacrificial altars. That's crazy.
That, if literal...
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
But I think, I don't know, I wish she kind of had that thought right when it started speaking.
Me too.
Right?
Yep.
Why is it here at the end when he's gone?
I don't know. Sarah be doing this.
I'm like, why didn't he say his first sentence, Feyre thinks that, and then we go the whole rest of the conversation with that imagery.
That dread.
That mind, that every time it's talking, you have to like add that into it. So then Lucian's like, well, we learn it's the Ator. If the Ator saw her, it didn't. Are you certain? It didn't. I'll see you at dinner. And Tamlin walks off. And then...
But...
What?
I was just... like, people gotta know that Feyre's here, right?
Yeah.
Is it because the Ator just loves hurting people?
Honestly, like, at some point, her presence is definitely known. I don't remember if they know at this point.
Okay. But it seems like Emma Gansett, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Emma
Gansett knows, because she's, like, torturing her in her dreams, right?
That's true, right, so, that's true.
And if she knows, anyone who matters probably knows, right?
I really don't know.
All right. Anyway,
I really don't remember.
The Ator doesn't know, according to Tamlin.
Tamlin's hoping.
And then, yeah.
So Feyre goes back to her bedroom, and she's like, who is this she that they're so scared of? We had this literal thought already about this same person, and her and Lucian had a conversation about it. Granted, I understand she didn't get like an explicit answer,
but she still didn't get one, so now we're just doing this
like,
half conversation again. I know.
We've already established there's a she.
Yep.
that everyone's very afraid of. It was one of the first things you learned.
I know.
And it's like, why are you not like, oh God, her again?
Her again. That would be the way to do it.
Why is she being like,
she's
who's
coming up
that?
again? This woman must be so terrifying.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're still...
There's a she.
She must have something to do with the blight. Have that thought. I don't know.
I would think she does. But anyway.
I just don't even understand why we like just copy and pasted her last time thinking about it here. We were like, she forgot that. I don't... Out of all the things to forget, I don't think you're going to forget that. And she seems... Because last time we gave a pass, because we were like, she had the one dream... This was for chapter 17. She had the dream about Amarantha, and then the Fae screaming, and we were like, oh, she probably forgot her dream.
Yeah.
But now, she's been reflecting on the dream for days. So I'm like, okay, we're not thinking, maybe
that's her.
We're not thinking it's the same she Lucian told you about. She's come up a couple of times. You're having a dream about a random woman. No thoughts? Okay.
If you're remembering those dreams, though, the way I'd ask, because I'd be like, hey, I don't know if it works different on this side of the
Wouldn't
fence.
you think dreams are maybe something
maybe
over
seem,
here?
You know, like, do they ever come true? Are they ever, I don't know, like, some lady keeps killing me is what I'm asking, and I haven't slept well in like 2 weeks because I keep getting murdered every time I fall asleep. That mean anything to you?
And now we have big invisible monsters talking about the scary she who's after you all. I don't know.
Damn.
All right. Well, that was definitely fun.
It was a good time.
And next time, oh boy, next time. We haven't read it yet, but I skimmed ahead just because I like to just know if I need to be getting a costume ready, and I have read it before. Frank does not know, but somebody big will be making their first appearance, a new costume. But we also have a moment, like, I suspect we'll be doing 20 and 21 together. I hope.
Okay.
In which case, somebody important shows up. But also, Tamlin really has probably his favorite moment in this book for me, personally. The one that I keep the closest to my heart and my puss is going to happen. So, like, I would like you to be Tamlin.
Okay.
As well.
I'll do whatever I got to do.
I'm really excited to talk about it. I'm not sure how much we'll have to say, but, like, it's fun. It's fun shit.
I'm excited for it. That's all I know.
So everybody get hype. Get hype for Under the Mountain in 2 weeks.
We're getting deep. We're like cracking almost halfway.
Yeah, it's kind of going fast.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because Terry did not feel that way.
Nope.
Just in case you forget, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We have Instagram, UTM Pod. We have TikTok, UTM Podcast. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Much love.
Bye, guys.
Bye.